Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell. You'll get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And when I'm not asking Bruce, hey, how big was Batista's? Well, you know. One of the things I like to do is help people save money. And if you're watching this video right now and you're in a 30-year loan, man, you're overpaying your single biggest bill and you may not even realize it. I want you to do a little experiment for me. Take your calculator out, multiply your monthly house payment by 360 payments. That's how many payments there are on a 30-year loan. That big scary number, that's your total of payments. You're looking at that number? You know you can do better. Keep more of your own money right now and go to savewithconrad.com. Or maybe you've got credit card debt. Man, it's not a matter of if I can save you money with that. Your average interest rate on a credit card is more than 20%. And by the way, all the interest you pay on those credit cards, it's not tax deductible. Whereas the mortgage interest, well, that is tax deductible. So if you owe this debt, it's up to you how to pay it back. Doesn't it make sense to get the cheapest rate possible and the greatest tax deduction possible? Find out how much money you can save right now for free at savewithconrad.com. You don't need perfect credit. Even scores in the 500s can be approved, and it's no cost out of pocket. But maybe best of all, we're licensed in more than 40 states. We can help more families than ever before. But how much can we save you? Find out right now for free with a quick quote from savewithconrad.com.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson, and you're listening to What Happened When? With the voice of your childhood, Tony Schiavone. Tony, what's going on, man? How are you?
Conrad, I'm doing quite well. Thanks for asking. How are you? I'd like to try to cut down on the number of times I say, because I listen back to these podcasts and think, I sound like a freaking dumbass from Virginia, which is really what I am, but I'm trying not to sound that way. So, maybe just
I would rather you say that than sort of forget where you are and be on national TV and say, boy, really fucked up on that one, didn't he? Can you believe you said fuck on TV, Tony?
When did I say fuck?
The other night on Dynamite.
And they let it air?
You're hearing about this for the first time.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
There was a fella named Dustin Rhodes who wrestled another fella named Brian Danielson. And as Brian Danielson starts to unleash the kicks, Dustin starts walking forward through them.
Yeah.
And you said, huh, he really fucked up on that one, didn't he? And I'm thinking, he just said fuck on national TV. I know we say he uses fuck like a comma here on the show.
Oh, God.
This is a podcast. That's national TV.
Oh, well, I spent the very next day with Tony Khan. He didn't say anything to me about it. I thought I would, who knows? There it's gone. I guess it's a hit online now, isn't it?
A little bit, not a huge one. I mean, I don't think a ton of people even picked up what you said.
Okay.
But I got, I don't know, 40 tweets about it.
Yeah.
And I thought, there's no way. So sure enough, somebody played a clip online and I'm like, holy cow. So
wow.
I think we need a t-shirt now.
Fucked up on I was talking about myself, I think. Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I had a feeling that it would come back to bite me eventually. All the fucks that I use here on this podcast, that eventually one would slip out. But usually I would think that it would have registered with me at that time that I had said it. So if you're offended by it, fuck you. No.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew that's where that was going.
No. If you're offended by it, I'm very sorry. And there's stopgaps in place to prevent that.
Well, they missed one. It's okay.
Yeah. And I think everybody missed it because Excalibur, as we're walking back, would have said something to me. He would have said, hey, you got fuck in. And I would have gone, what? So yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for warning me of that.
Well, I feel like sometimes when you come home, you need to give a warning because this episode and your ding dong are sponsored by Blue Chew. Say it with us, boys. And
okay, well, there you go. Thank God I don't go online. It would have ruined my whole night. So there you go. I really feel bad about this.
Oh,
not about Blue Chew. They've done wonders for me in other parts of my life, but I feel bad about this.
That's not what you should feel bad about.
Not?
No.
What should I feel bad about?
the rumor and innuendo
Mm-hmm.
is that you can't be stopped.
Damn right, buddy. Can't stop me.
That you've gotten yet another tattoo.
Oh, well, yes, I did.
Now, is it true that said tattoo is on your wiener meat?
No, that's not true.
That's what I heard.
Believe you me. I
was
want
told,
a tattoo. I want a tattoo that people could see it.
Well, I was told that that's all been a game, what you've been playing here on the years about hung like a light switch and all that.
Yeah.
Then in fact, what you have tattooed on your wiener meat, tattoo number 2, is don't look at Bug. Bug didn't do this. Bug is innocent in all this.
Yeah.
Supposedly, the tattoo says, "Welcome to Chattanooga, Tennessee, home of the world famous Chattahoochee and the Chattanooga Choo Choo Train."
No, that's not true.
What did you get and where did you get it? And can we see it?
Okay. It is the Schiavone crest.
Oh,
the Schiavone family crest. You ready? You ready? You ready for the unveiling?
Oh, you're going to show us? Well, stand up, turn around.
No, I'm not. It's not on my pecker.
I heard you got it over your, in your tramp stamp area. It says exit only.
No, that'd be funny.
Oh my God. He's lifting his sleeve, ladies and gentlemen. You got to get to adfreeshows.com and see this video. Oh, it's real. It's peeking out. And there it is. Oh my God. Superman S, ladies and gentlemen. So you have the Superman logo, or I'm sorry, right, the Schiavone family crest.
The Schiavone family crest. Thanks to the Georgia Redcoat Band for that introduction, by the way. There you go. Pretty badass, isn't it?
Well, I mean, it's something. I see it.
Okay.
You know, of all the tattoos I've seen, let me just tell you,
that's one of them.
That's the most recent one right there.
Okay. Yeah. It's
what's next, Tony? I mean, just so I'm clear, you've got 2 in roughly a month here.
Yeah. Batman's next. I told Lois I'd get one for her name, and she said, please don't.
Yeah.
I said, okay. Then I'll get one that says DMD. How about that?
You did not.
Yeah, just said,
No. You did not say that.
No, I did not. But I don't know where I'm going to go from here because they are a little expensive to get done. But I like it.
A little expensive.
Yeah.
You got that sweet Tony Khan money now.
Yeah, I'm using that sweet Tony Khan money to help make this a better place to live. So not necessarily put ink in my skin.
Wait, you said make this a better place to live. Are you like stopping homelessness or ending world hunger?
This home. Home.
I got you.
To improve on the home. So yeah. So there it was.
I had a good fortune of being able to take a break. As you and I are talking now, it's been more than 2 weeks since we've recorded an episode. We've put some in the can so I could take a break. I went and did a little anniversary trip with the wife, and then we did a family vacay behind it. So I was at the beach for 11 days. It was fantastic. And I decided to invite the Silva family, who I couldn't believe had never been to the panhandle of Florida. They had never been to any of those beaches. They used to go in Texas, to like South Padre Island and stuff like that. So they hadn't seen that. So that was fun. They got to come and bring their kids and the whole deal. Well, one morning, Dad and I decided, hey, we'll go into town, grab some breakfast for everybody. And old Dave Silva decided to tag along.
Oh, boy.
And as he's tagging along, of course, my dad is just peppering him with bullshit the way, I was raised to do myself. But there was one classic moment that was an all-time moment where Dave Silva's talking about how much fun the kids have had and how great this beach is and blah, blah, blah. And Dad gets quiet. Tad's driving. I'm riding shotgun. Silva's in the back. He's got those little legs. And Dad says, Dave, do you miss Texas? And Silva immediately says, no, sir, not one bit. Dad's quiet for a minute and goes, wish you did.
Larry Thompson, ladies and gentlemen.
Wish you did.
Yeah.
How great
one thing about your dad when he hits with those lines or says something, got that straight face, right?
Oh yeah.
Doesn't crack a smile anytime. It's just, yeah.
It's good stuff. By the way, I also learned something else about Dave Soul while we were down there.
Oh boy.
2 things, actually. 3.
All right.
1, we had this awesome patio at this house we were at.
Yeah.
And he scoots all the way back into this big, comfortable patio chair. And his little legs stuck straight out. And he was dangling them. And I let it go on for a few minutes before I just couldn't help it. And I burst out laughing. And he says, what's going on? And I just looked at him and said, wink, wink, wink. And he looked down and realized he was doing it. And then he yelled, it's because I'm sitting all the way back in the seat like it's supposed to. But Dave Silva is used to, I didn't know this. He's an edge sitter. He sits on the edge of the seat so his feet can touch the ground.
Oh, okay.
He won't have his back on a chair because that would mean his feet tangle.
Wow.
That's number 1. Number 2, we go to a seafood restaurant. Mom orders grouper, dad orders oyster, blah, blah, blah. Gets around to Dave Silva. Cheeseburger, well done. Heather Silva, cheeseburger, well done. Gets to the little kids, brother and sister, cheeseburger, well done. Cheeseburger, well done. And I'm like, hey guys, order what you want. But remember, we're making cheeseburgers tonight at the house. Okay. And they just hand their menus in. I'm thinking, they're going to eat cheeseburgers twice in a day? Okay. The next day, same deal. Seafood restaurant. Cheeseburger. I'm like, wait a minute. Hang on. What now? The Silva family ate cheeseburgers 4 meals in a row.
Wow.
No shrimp, no fish, no scallops, no lobster, no crab, no oysters, no seafood. And I said, Dave, do you always order your meat burned? Because that's the most offensive part to me. A well done burger.
Right.
And he's like, well, I've never been here. I don't know how they do it.
Right.
What is that? What do you mean? He said, well, I don't want to get sick. So I asked the natural question. So you had a bad experience? You got sick on hamburger before? Oh no. Wait a minute. What? True. This is the same guy who, when I take him through the Rosie's drive-through here, I'm like, hey, it's for breakfast, right? Hey, you got to get these chorizo soft tacos. Nah, see if they got barbacoa. What the fuck did you just say? It's cow cheek. He's trying to order cow cheek through a drive-through. He'll eat that.
Yeah.
He ain't eating that other shit. A shrimp, ugh. An oyster, ugh.
I have a couple of things. Did he ever reach for his wallet on any of these dinners?
I think he paid once.
Okay. Because if you're not paying, then you get the most expensive thing on the menu is what I was always told. And also,
wait, who told you that?
I just heard that somewhere. I don't know who.
So in my head, it was Ole Anderson, but continue.
It probably was.
Yeah.
But I can say this, and this is knowing Dusty Rhodes, the American dream, like I did. He always told me that people in Texas eat their beef well done.
That's not true. That's not true, just so you know.
That's what he said. He said, I'll always eat it well done. He said, people in Texas, people with cattle, I guess everybody in Texas have cattle, they eat their beef well done. It's okay. Always got it well done.
I don't know how much I believe in that.
I don't need, well, you know, listen, he was one of the greats, but he was full of shit. We all know that. because you got to be full of shit to be in this business, right? I mean, his sons are full of shit. Cody's full of shit. Dustin, who fucked up a move, is full of shit. What the hell have I become?
That's tremendous. Hey, well, what did you think of Rhodes to the Top, by the way?
I'm enjoying it. I really am.
What do you mean enjoying it? It's over.
Well, I'm not caught up on it.
Oh, there we go.
I've DVR'd it, so I haven't caught up on it yet. All the episodes, but
Cody's mom is a star.
Oh, listen, Michelle, I knew that from the very first one. She gives no shits about anything
at all.
That's right.
And I love her for it.
Yeah.
And Teal's a star.
Of course.
I think any episode with Michelle and Teal, I'm like, I got to see this.
Yeah. Teal growing up always had that really fun, pissy attitude when she was a kid. She was always a lot of fun because I had her and Cody over at the house a couple of times, Dusty, and it was just, and yeah, Michelle has always been like that. You know, she would always tell Dusty the way it is, which was funny. So yeah, the episodes that I've seen, the couple of episodes I've seen are really, really good. And you know, again, when it airs, I'm still at the arena, so I DVR'd and I just haven't watched them all yet. So
that's a fair point. You're not there when it's happening.
Right.
And Tony, I think you should try this. Get your edge back. And maybe you'll stop saying, "Oh, he done fucked up now" on live TV.
Well, listen, there's a lot of flipping the bird, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
So there.
But now, is that normally from the announcers, or is that from?
No, that's from the inner circle. Yeah. Yikes. Now I'm going to be worried about what
I got to tell you, last week I did get a chuckle when Sting attacked MJF and you did the old Tiger Woods.
Oh,
that was fun.
Yeah. Good. Because they needed. Hate that son of a bitch.
Everybody does.
Everybody does. Yeah. He's a hateable guy.
I forgot to ask you about this.
Uh-oh.
Did you get any trouble?
Because of what I said on TV?
Well, you know, what's the old thing? When the cat's away, the mice will play. So I was gone for 2 weeks.
Uh-huh.
So there were 2 separate episodes of 83 Weeks that aired without me, and that nothing happened and Paul Bromwell was standing in.
Uh-huh.
And apparently Bischoff had some comments that everybody on the AEW side wasn't thrilled with. And I just wanted to know, like, are you going to try to beat up Eric when you see him again, or?
Again, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, great. Well, just stay offline.
I do.
Good.
My life is better because of it.
Let's talk about something else that's better. And you've MF'd it a little bit, but I want you to just admit that you were wrong and walk it back now. The Braves are in the fucking World Series, buddy.
Woo, woo.
That's awesome.
I watched the last inning. I watched the bottom of the 8th and I watched the top of the 9th in the hotel room. And it's the first baseball I'd watched all season.
Really?
Yeah. And I did that because I'm thinking, well, you know, I'm hearing what the score is and everything from fans that we got and people that work behind the scenes who are Braves fans. And they're saying, hey, the Braves are up 4-2. And we get into the car. I drive, by the way, I go back and forth from the hotel normally with our buddy Jeff Jones. This time I went back with
who's a talker. Jeff's a talker.
Ooh. This time I went with Raphael, and Raphael informed me, yeah, the Braves are winning. I said, oh, so I went in and I turned the TV on. Never turned the TV on. 2 things about my hotel room: always turn off the air conditioner as soon as I get in there. That's number 1, and number 2, I never turn the TV on. 2 things about my hotel room.
Why do you never turn the TV on?
Because I look at my phone, I watch things on my iPad. I have no interest in TV.
Let me mention this. Here's a little life hack for you.
All right.
You have an Apple phone, right?
Yep.
Get an Apple TV, load it with all your apps and stuff, get all your logins right.
Yeah.
And then whenever you travel, take the Apple TV, one HDMI cord, of course, the power cord that comes with it, and the remote, the Apple remote. And then anywhere you go in the world, it's like you got your TV at home.
That's pretty cool.
I do that. So I never actually watch local TV.
Right.
I've got all my apps, all my stuff, and I can just plug it in and I'm good to go.
Yeah. You can even operate your Apple TV with your phone.
Absolutely.
There's a remote on there. So that's a great idea.
But sometimes I want to turn my phone off and I don't want to respond to text messages or scroll social media. I need to just turn it off.
Yeah.
I was told that actually by Mrs. Conrad Thompson. Yeah. So anyway, you don't turn on your TV, but you do turn on the AC, and you get home after riding with Raphael and Jeff Jones.
I turn off the AC.
Yeah. Oh wait, off the AC.
I turn off. Yes. I turn the AC. Even when we were just in Orlando, even when we were in Miami the week before, first thing I do is turn the AC off.
Why?
Because I hate cold air blowing on me. I despise it. I can't do it. I just cannot do it. So I turn it off. And like, for instance, in my room in Orlando, it was 76 degrees the entire time in there.
You're fine. A monster. You're a monster.
That was fine. So, but I turned the TV on, saw the Braves win, was pretty excited about it, watched on the field when they gave them the National League trophy and saw all that, and sent a text to Brian Snitker. And there you go. I told Brian, I said, have a drink for me and congratulations. Haven't heard back from him, but we're damn proud of him, man. I was with Snit. I was, of course, with Gwinnett for years as their play-by-play guy, and he was the manager. So we went out to dinner a lot, developed quite a bond, and I knew Freddie Freeman. He was with our team in 2010 in Gwinnett. Luke Jackson, I know him very well. Ozzie Albies, he was with our team. I know Ozzie. I know, and of course he wasn't playing, but I know Acuna. Adam Duvall was on our team. So I know these kids. I know them. And so I'm very proud of them. And I know everybody that's a Braves fan, and I know you are. And I know a lot of people in Alabama are throughout the Southeast. Hell, throughout the
You didn't have a choice. Right? If you grew up on, and we're about to watch, of course, this is a wrestling show, believe it or not, boys and girls. And
yes, it is.
We're going to watch World Championship Wrestling from TBS from 1986. And I grew up on that. So as a kid, my favorite player was Dale Murphy.
Right.
Before all the Braves success, I mean, he was the dude. And then, you get Ron Gant and you get David Justice and Fred McGriff and that maybe the best bullpen ever. I still believe that. But you got Lemke and you got Otis Nixon and all these great names, Terry Pendleton from that championship run.
Right.
And it felt like, when they did the whole worst to first thing, this will never happen again. And it didn't. They had the one championship after a bunch of tries, sort of became like the Buffalo Bills of baseball, if you will.
Right.
And now they're back. And when they went in to play the Dodgers, everybody was just saying, oh, well, this is short work for the Dodgers. And I believe that too. But since I was on vacation, man, I got to watch all those games and I'm super pumped with what they're doing. And it was high fives all around at my house that they're just back in the World Series.
Yeah, that's good stuff. It reminds you of worst to first. It reminds you of the early 90s and even reminds you, of course, of 95 when they won the series. Now, you brought up some names because I worked with the Braves for so long. I know Lemke very well. I know I'm dropping names here. I know Terry Pendleton, John Smoltz, Greg Maddux, Tom Glavine and I did some work together. So I've been very, very involved with the Braves for a number of years. I was very fortunate because, as you know, I was always been a baseball guy. So when I left wrestling, I was able to do baseball.
Yeah.
And I did baseball here in Atlanta. It was funny. I go back and I say this on a personal note that all the years I worked for Turner Broadcasting, I tried to get to do something with the Braves and they never would look my way. As soon as I lost the job with WCW, as soon as I ceased becoming an employee of Turner Broadcasting, I started working with the Braves. It's the damnedest thing ever. But yeah, congratulations to that franchise because they've always done things the right way.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that because they've done things the right way about getting good people in their organization. I remember when John Sherholtz, I know guys that John Sherholtz would not have on his team. They ran off John Rocker, right?
Yeah.
They just were not going to have people that cause problems on their team. Good people. You had to be a great baseball player, but you had to be a good person. So congratulations to them. I'm excited about the World Series. I'm not going to watch it, but I'm excited about it.
Well, you're not going to watch it because you're not going to be able to. You're going to be working.
Yes, mostly because, my God, I've got a hell of a run coming up.
Let's talk about it.
Okay, as we're taping this, but as this thing, we're taping this on a Monday. I'm heading to Boston on Tuesday, flying back to Boston from Boston Thursday, flying to Traverse City, Michigan for the Cherry Capital Comic Con, and that is in Traverse City, Michigan over the weekend, over the Halloween weekend. Flying back on Monday, turning around and flying, where am I flying? Kansas City, and then driving from Kansas City to St. Louis, flying back home on Sunday, and then out again. It's a crazy weekend, a crazy week, crazy month for me. So, and sometimes I wonder if I'm going to run out of steam. I really do. Because I fear there comes a time in a man's life.
Oh, here we go.
No, come on now. In a woman's life where you just say, I can't do anymore. I'm out of steam. I'm out of gas. And I fear it's going to hit me all at once. Right now I'm doing great. I'm just, bam. I have a bag packed. It stays packed. All my toiletry stays packed. Boom, go to the airport, park my car, go to boom, 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 go to the Delta Lounge, bang, 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 Delta, Uber here, do the show, spend the night, go home. And it's all bow, bow, bow. And it's a lot of stuff. But I feel that one of these days I'm going to say, okay, here we go. And I'm going to go, I just want to go to sleep. And I'll be too old to move. I fear that time is approaching. Well, it is, obviously, but I fear it's approaching rapidly. That's one of the reasons I hang out with like Rebel and Britt.
They keep you young.
Yes. And Serena Deeb, she's part of our crew and that I like to hang out with. And they do keep me young. But there's my life, buddy. And so I won't be able to watch any World Series games. I don't care. I'll find out. I'll look on my phone. I'll see a score and I'll go, yay. And if they win, I'll send a text to Snit. And there you go.
This is really the first time the Braves have been in this spot since the internet has been where it is, social media and all that. And buddy, I'm so excited about today's WHW. We're marching towards Starrcade 1986. And to help us get there, we're jumping on into November. Now, you'll notice, Tony, that the first November episode is not on the program. It's not on Peacock, but they did have a show on November 2nd, or they would at least record one on November 2nd that aired on the 8th. And that's what we're going to watch here today. But it's interesting that it skips a week. So I'm saying all that to say you and I are going to get way ahead of ourselves before we know it.
Right.
And I think we might need to call an audible. So I've got some ideas on what we can do to make sure that we still hit Starrcade around Thanksgiving time, like we always do. It's become your Thanksgiving tradition here from 2017 and 18 and 19 and 20. And we're going to keep it going this year. But I do think we're going to have to, get creative. So I've got some ideas that we'll talk about off air.
Okay. Sounds good to me, bud.
At least for now, we want you to fire up your Peacock. We're going to do a little watch along. It's only a 33-minute show this week, Tony. We've gotten a lot of these little quick 60-minute episodes, and then I guess they just splice a bunch of stuff out. But this is going to be a special one because I think we get some pumpkin action. And now everybody knows we love pumpkin action here on this show.
Especially this time of year, nothing like pumpkin.
So, Tony, I think this is usually the time where we have a very special countdown. As a reminder, we want you to fire up the Peacock Network. We want you to go to season 2, episode 44. It's November 8th, 1986. And Tony, you'll give us a countdown and we'll get going.
Special countdown coming up. And a reminder before we send out the special countdown, if you'd like to do a countdown for what happened when to when we do our watch alongs, You can send yours to helloslapdicks@gmail.com. That's helloslapdicks, one word, plural on the dicks, at gmail.com. Don't send a hello slap dick, hello slap dicks.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe this is real, but we not only got a handicapper, but we got the best ever. How are you so good at handicapping these games? I mean, 4-0, that's quite a streak already.
Well, let's talk about every pick I've given this year in the NFL as an example. 23-8. Every pick I've given this year. 4 weeks in the bag, 23-8. There's nobody in the country that can match what I do, but I always make sure, because anybody, Conrad, could make up anything. They could tell you and blow smoke and tell you, oh, I'm the greatest. But I am independently monitored and documented, so nobody could ever question what I say and go, I don't believe it. I send every pick to an independent monitoring and documentation service that has to get the pick before the game goes off and then publishes it after the game goes off so anybody can see what I gave. But this is the best start I've ever had. I've never been this good to start a season. You don't win every week, 4 weeks in a row, everything you put out. It's been the kind of year I've had. So get on a hot streak, because when a guy's on a hot streak like me, you want to ride it. I've always had a talent for picking winners. Never quite as hot as I am right now, but I've always been very good at it. And I think it's because I do more homework than anybody else. The average guy or gal watching this podcast, they don't have time. They have a career. They have jobs. They might read the newspaper or go online and see something, but they don't have time 80 hours a week to study the games. That's what I do. And I have a crew of guys behind me, my consultants, who every week we get together 3 times a week and they throw their ideas at me. I throw my ideas at them. And then I pick the final 5 plays on Saturday and Sunday in college and pro football. So, I've got a great team behind me too, but we're all doing together hundreds of hours of homework. So you don't have to. It's all at vegaswinners.com.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to vegaswinners.com right now. Let's win some money.
The Gmail. That's enough of that word, because I'm in trouble already, obviously, for what I just said on TV this past week. And let's go to this week's countdown.
Hey, folks, this is Mark Scott from Kentucky by way of Florida. And, a moment ago, we had a tendency to start hollering at each other. So let's just tone this down and tell it like it is. This is professional podcasting. It's the most grueling podcast of all professional podcasts. Tony and Conrad's are the champions. They don't cry. They've had their cars wrecked. They've almost choked to death. They've taken on everybody. But the bottom line is, hey, when they are talking, if you want them to keep talking on the show, well, then you'll just let them keep talking. The bottom line for these people is, if you're a man, you don't cry about it. You take life, the ups and downs. If you're a real man, you never go down. You just stay up. And that's why you press play in 3, 2, 1, play.
Hey, we got one more. And what does this one here say? That says Bobby. That's beautiful, Bobby. This is what your head's gonna do when it hits the ground.
So we see that same construction scene we'd seen before, where they're throwing the pumpkins off of a scaffold at a construction site. And these pumpkins have Bobby and Dennis written on the side of the pumpkins. And we're seeing them fall in slow motion over some guitar riffs.
Yeah.
It's awesome and awful all at the same time.
And the Skywalker, there was the Skywalker Starrcade 86. That was like
that's the
whole
tagline, right?
The tagline, right? The Skywalkers, but that was like that shot of both of them hitting that. The freeze frame of that was kind of like the logo for the whole show. So we're excited. Again, we're really excited about going to Starrcade, and obviously we're going to end up with Nikita and Flair.
I think that's discussed here. I think we're going to hear from Flair, and we're going to, of course, hear from Mr. Crockett. Let's take a listen.
To the #1 wrestling program in the world, and now seriously, I tell you what, Tony, out here already. Top the towers, the Twin Towers, the Skywalker match.
David, you know, Starrcade right around the corner. We're going to have some big news today about some more matches during Starrcade. But we know about the night of the Skywalkers, and we've seen a couple of pumpkins drop off the scaffold already.
For why I want one thing plainly clear to everybody in this country: do not call me or the Midnight Express Pumpkinhead. I'm getting sick and tired of that. I'm hearing it all over the arenas, and I don't like it. Now, let me tell you something. Road Warriors, Paul Ellering, what you have done is you have got yourself in a match that I don't believe you fully realize all the implications of. Besides the fact they're going to construct those towers on each side of the ring. They're going to stick a board across the top. It's a few feet wide, 20 feet long, stretches all the way across the ring, and you have the fight on that board. Anything goes. There ain't no rules because it ain't a wrestling match. Anything that we can tote or carry on our backs up that scaffold, that's exactly what they're going to do. And let me tell you something. I've had Big Bubba out too. He's climbing things. He's climbing poles like he's been working for the telephone company for 25 years, and he's ready too, just in case. But Road Wars, I don't believe we're going to need Bubba, because I think my Midnight Express are more than able to take care of you. We did it before, and we can do it again. It's a death-defying match. It's on a scaffold, but still, like I said before, anything the Midnight Express can do on the ground, they can do in the air, brother. And I'm going to tell you something right now, Road Wars. Ellering, you listen real good if you care anything about those two big oxes. If you think for 1 second that if you took a poke in the eye or a bad step or made a wrong move and you were clinging from that scaffold by your fingertips, hanging on for dear life, screaming and squealing, Road Wars, if you think for 1 second that the Midnight Express would slap you in the head or poke you in the eye or stomp those fingers and send you on your way 25 feet down to the floor, then you just bet your life on it, because that's exactly what you're doing, betting your life against the greatest tag team in the history of professional wrestling. Loverboy Dennis and beautiful Bobby, the Midnight Express.
Man, it feels like sometimes Cornette never even took a deep breath. He was just on fire. Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah. Was this the first time that Bubba was actually billed as part of a wrestling? I mean, he's kind of just jumped on people, but now they got a 6-man here.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing him have a ton of tag matches like this, but at this point he has wrestled Dusty.
Right, but I was talking about on TV. From what we've seen. I don't think we've seen him wrestle on TV. We've seen him, attack, but
well, we saw him as, the jobber earlier.
Well, of course, Ray Trailer, right. So there you go. Now he's but that's Cornette could really put out some serious interviews, man. Look at Scrappy McGowan as our referee. I haven't seen Scrappy since I don't know when, man. Scrappy was, and Charlie, his father, they were Atlanta institutions in wrestling. They really, really were. And usually we see Randy Anderson, but here we got Scrap. So there you go. So we certainly sing the praises of Bobby Eaton, as well we should, but what he's doing right now, the rake to the eyes and everything, it was so light. He hurt no one.
Yeah.
But he made it look like he did. It is a real art. I've said it so many times, and Bobby was one of the great artists. People love working with him.
I think if there's one thing that you're going to, as you continue to evolve your Tony Schiavone persona, right? You got the Superman tattoo, you got the bug tattoo. Oh, that fella had no idea what he was doing. You talk about a greenhorn, my goodness.
Yeah, I know.
Can you imagine what Bobby said to Dennis in the corner? Hey, he don't know what he's doing. He don't know what he's doing. He don't know what he's doing. You got to get that Bobby Eaton hair. Oh, here comes your favorite spot. Nope. I thought he was going to go over and give you a high.
Oh, yeah. You think I should have the mullet, or you think I should dye blonde?
Both. I think first we start with a mullet and then we dye it blonde. But buddy, if you started growing, when I first met you, it was kind of long in the back, and you like,
yeah.
Let's just get committed to the shit for one time in your life.
No, I don't mind it a little bit long. As a matter of fact, Lois tells me I should have it long because I have a zipper neck. Like Arn, I've had surgery back there, and you can see the scar.
No, you should show that off.
Show the scar off.
No, dude, it looks badass. It looks way cooler than that fucking piece of shit Superman tattoo you got in your dumbass fucking dog.
Wow.
Those are like cartoons on your arms. Okay. What you got in the back is like a battle scar. It makes you a badass.
Okay. Yeah. Don't ever say that about my dog again.
I love your dog.
All right. Here's Bubba with the Bubba Splash.
More like the Bubba Fall, but it was still awesome.
Yeah, it looks like the Bubba stuck in midair.
It's a sign for Starrcade for the World Heavyweight title. The champion Ric Flair will defend against Nikita Koloff. And ladies and gentlemen, the heavyweight champion of the world, Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
I'm kind of like saying, here's Slick Rick. You know, never let it be said in the case of Ric Flair that clothes make the man, because clothes don't make this man, even though I am the premier clothes horse in the world today. What makes this man is this right here, Tony Schiavone. Need I say anymore? I am the world's heavyweight wrestling champion. And Nikita Koloff, approximately, baby, I know I'm slick, but when I'm talking, I don't like any female conversation. What I'm telling everybody out there is, in exactly 2 weeks and 5 days from now, Nikita Koloff has got to walk that aisle. He's got to convince himself, and he's got to convince the world that he's ready to take the biggest step of his entire life. You see, Nikita, woo, Starrcade 86, the biggest wrestling event of all time. I'm going to make a lot of money. You know why? Because I'm Ric Flair, woo, the world champion. And I need those big bucks, because I like those long limousines, and I like the nice clothes, and I like the pretty ladies, and I like the big house on the big side of town. In other words, Nikita, I gotta have this, because this is Ric Flair, and this is mine. And you see, Nikita, the problem with you is it's gonna be a gut check. You gotta talk yourself into really believing that you can beat Ric Flair. I don't think so. Woo!
And when we come back, the Starrcade Control Center, don't go away.
What'd you think? Flair's promo here.
Yeah, I liked it. I like when he said, when I'm talking, I don't like to hear female conversation or something like that. That popped me.
Here we go. So we're doing a little recap that Starrcade 83 was a Flair for the gold, and Starrcade 84 was the $1 million challenge. I love the way million blinks.
Yeah.
And here we go. Starrcade 85, the gathering.
Yeah.
And now it's time for Starrcade 86. And of course, this is the Starrcade Control Center, which really, when we did one of these way back when, I think was the genesis of you going to work for AEW. Let's take a listen.
Yeah.
In the Starrcade Control Center, I'm Tony Schiavone, where all the excitement leading up to Starrcade is right here. We're into the month of November, and of course, Thanksgiving night is the big night. It was inevitable. The two teams in the cage for the World Tag Team title, the Rock and Roll Express, the champions, and the Minnesota Wrecking Crew, Ole and Arn Anderson. A lot of things have happened building up to this gigantic match. Let's take a look at one of them, the night that the Four Horsemen got Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson into the dressing room in Greensboro and scrubbed their face right in the dressing room. Let's take a look at that. All of the Horsemen, of course, were involved in that, but it would not stop there with the Horsemen, Ole and Arn Anderson, of course, with Tully Blanchard and Ric Flair and James J. Dillon, as they later broke the nose of Ricky Morton in the ring in front of all the fans in Greenville to see, as we see James J. Dillon, Ric Flair, Tully Blanchard, and the Andersons all taking care of Ricky Morton, not only breaking the nose, but shattering the nose.
You know, this was not edited together. This was done like one shoot. We would have, in this era, we would edit things together. I would have done my lead somewhere else and footage would have been rolled in.
This is one take Jake right here.
One take Jake. Yeah. That's how we did things. We didn't have any editing facility. We just went from tape machine to tape machine. And again, I go back to this. Well, let's listen.
Teams get together in the ring. There's a lot of interference that can go on, such as maybe coming into the ring and using the belts on someone else. As we see right here, Ole and Arn Anderson against the Rock and Roll Express in a tag team match.
going up for the World Tag Team title. But now, put them inside of the cage, and a lot of the stuff can be taken away that the Andersons use, using the Four Horsemen, using a belt from the outside.
Yeah, so there were no edit suites back then?
Okay, we're back now at the Starrcade Control Center where Jimmy Crockett and Jimmy, you've done it again. You've signed it in the cage for the World Tag Team title.
It's the first time the champions have ever asked for a cage match, a title match, a very, very dangerous match. Also, a very dangerous match is an Indian strap match. And Ravishing Rick Rude has taken up the challenge from Wahoo McDaniel, and we will have an Indian strap match on Starrcade 86.
Okay, an Indian strap match. When you talk about an Indian strap match, intensity has been the word in the situation between Paul Jones and his men and Chief Wahoo McDaniel. They have been wanting to take, obviously, Chief Wahoo McDaniel out of wrestling. Let's take a look at an incident, including the Indian strap match.
Yeah, so going back there, no edit suites. And when I went to work for the WWE now 3 years later, I saw my first edit suite thinking, holy shit, this is how you do it. And I think it's one of the reasons that Jimmy did not succeed. He didn't keep up with technology.
He needed a bigger staff.
McDaniel
right.
Never lost an Indian strap match. And we're with Chief Wahoo McDaniel at this time. And Chief, is this the man to defeat you in an Indian strap match?
Well, Tony, you don't like to think you can be defeated at anything. I've had over 300 strap matches, and I've been very fortunate to win all of them. And I know that there comes a time in your career that, there's going to be a match, probably one of the toughest you've ever had. I would have to say that Rick Rude is one of the strongest men in the world, was one of the top arm wrestlers in the world at one time. He's a great wrestler. The man has hurt me, and I want him in the ring. I've got him in a strap match. And if the man beats me, I can't say anything because it's my type of match. It's what I do best. And if I can't beat him, then it's my fault.
So there we have it, Starrcade, the Indian strap match, World Tag Team title in the cage, World Heavyweight title, Nikita Koloff, Nature Boy Ric Flair, first blood match for the World Television title, hair versus hair. Will Big Mama have her head shaved? And then, of course, Night of the Skywalkers on the scaffold. Also, we have, during Starrcade, Louisville Street Fight, Jim Cornette has signed Big Bubba to go up against the man with the hands of stone, Ryan Garvin. You will see young Brad Armstrong take on none other than gorgeous Jimmy Garvin with Precious, two great young wrestlers. Also, U.S. Tag Team title, this time no disqualification as the Kansas Jayhawks get a chance to go back after those titles they lost during the tournament to Ivan Koloff and Kreischer Khrushchev. Special grudge match, Baron Von Raschke, Hector Guerrero. Baron used to be in the Paul Jones camp going up against the Barbarian and Shaska, who are now in their camp. Sam Houston and superstar Bill Dundee, a battle that's raged on through the Central States area, now comes to Starrcade. And then two young wrestlers, Don Kernodle, Rocky Kernodle, the brothers teaming up for the first time in a long time, going up against Tim Horner and Nelson Royal. As always, everybody wants to get a win during Starrcade, a very important match for everyone during that night. There you have it. Starrcade 86 vastly approaching. The Skywalkers coming your way Thanksgiving night. Until next time from the Control Center, I'm Tony Schiavone. See you then.
Like we said, Starrcade 86, the greatest wrestling event ever. All right, coming up, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and the Russian Nightmare, Nikita Koloff, in person, right here at the College Scoreboard.
After College Scoreboard. So how cool is that?
I know.
And we come back and we got the Russians, the U.S. Tag Team Champions, going to take on a couple of poor hapless souls. I feel like they're probably going to get beat down if I had to guess.
You notice how it was just like a frozen shot there, still at the first.
It was.
Yeah.
What do you think this guy's thinking here?
What this guy thinking?
So beating him up.
This guy thinking that Scrappy, help me. You and I have got the same hairline here. And by the way, Jeff Jones has the same hairline too. You just can't notice it because he's got a hat on. Oh. And I was thinking about shaving my chest. What do you think about me? I've shaved my back. But what do you think about me shaving that big motherfucker? Oh, I fucked up. Wait a minute. That's Schiavone's line. Ooh. 1, 2, 3. Wasn't much to talk about there, now was it?
There was not. At least it was over quick. That's what Lois used to say.
Wow. On that one, you see on the replay, wow, he's head hit, but Barry Darso Oh, wow. Here we go.
U.S. champion, world TV champion, Dusty Rhodes.
It is on fire throughout this country. Starrcade 86. Tell it back to what it really boils down to is the world television title. First blood, the biggest event in the history of wrestling. Ric Flair, you nailed it. You hit it on the head. Now then the shock's over. Nikita Koloff and Dusty Rhodes, the superpowers in this country, now take charge, now take a hold, and now stand on it, baby. And if there was any doubt in your mind when Nikita came this way for a common bond, a common cause, let it be erased, because Philadelphia knows the power. Albuquerque, Los Angeles, and Starrcade 86, Greensboro, North Carolina, Atlanta, Georgia. They know the power. What it boils down to is the World Television title and the World Heavyweight Wrestling Championship, Nikita Koloff. Ric Flair, I hope you training hard. I know how you like to party. You see, I training hard. I training hard. Many times you come on here and you say good things about Nikita. How you say, try and stay on Nikita's good side. You try and fool Nikita, but it no work, Ric Flair. I smart. You see this, Ric Flair? You as a champion. It had to happen, Ric Flair. In Starrcade, you hold on to your belt tight for now. You see, in Starrcade, maybe you last time you're going to hold this belt.
Okay, there's Ivan up there, dude.
Only superpower is question. You don't belong with the sexy rose with you. And you think you're more about the kid Koloff. You don't know about the kid Koloff.
Okay, Dusty's going to the ring. Oh, and Crusher, David hits him from behind.
So now the Russians have got the 2-on-1 beat down on Dusty. There's Nikita watching, and here comes Nikita.
He's just waiting.
What's he going to do?
He took the sickle and put it on Crusher. My goodness. Look at Ivan. Oh.
That was kind of necessary, though, right? You had to be able to prove that, hey, the footage we showed you was not a fluke.
Right.
This is permanent. Nikita's no longer with the Russians. He's a stone cold babyface.
I like how Nikita rolled in, though, and didn't just roll in and hit. He rolled in and kind of stopped. I know he was waiting on Crusher to turn around, and he didn't hit his Uncle Ivan. He hit Crusher. I thought
taking your time mattered.
Yeah.
Here's the rock and rolls.
World Tag Team Motors, Starrcade against the Andersons, Ricky.
That's right, Tony, the 25th silver anniversary of the NWA World Tag Team title match. You see, Anderson, we have been in a lot of many fights with you. But every time it comes down to the end, it was always four of you. You know, you've seen, Tony, what all four of them did to Dusty Rhodes' leg. What all four of them did to my face when they crushed my nose. And you up by the ring, Arn Anderson, you listen and listen well, baby. This time, it's going to be our match. We're going to be in a cage, no outside interference, because you already signed it, baby, our way. And we're going to prove to you and the rest of the world that we are the world's champions. Come on down here, big boy. I'll show you something. Because we're getting started right now. Starrcade, baby. The night of the Skywalkers and the silver 25th silver anniversary. We'll be looking for you. So you bring on all that down, baby, because we are the champions of the world. Woo!
World Tag Team Champions. Let's go to the ring.
Man, how about him hot dogging a little bit, Ricky Morton?
Yeah,
that was fun.
Girls loved it. I'm not so sure. What was he talking about? 25th anniversary of the World Tag Team Championships? Because it's not 25th silver anniversary of the NWA. It had been around a long time. I didn't understand that.
Maybe he meant Jim Crockett Promotions.
Could have been.
But I do know that he's going to. They're going to debut like a different set of tag belts briefly in there, because we just saw those blue tags and those are relatively new,
right?
But they're gonna pop off like a two-tone version of the old belt, the old cast eagle. Oh, here we go. Look at this look.
Wahoo against Ravishing Rick Rude.
That's right, Tony. People saw the match, they saw it on TV where it was signed, and now all I can say is Rick Rude get down and hide on your knees and say something to help yourself, because you're going to need it. It's my type of match. It's what I do best. And right here, they're out there bragging. They think it's great 2-on-1. Well, it's not so funny when you're on the receiving end. And I guarantee you, Rude, you're going to be on the receiving end this time, because it's my type of match, strap match. Only way you can win this match, Tony, is dragging your opponent around, touching all 4 posts. And can you imagine how bad he's got to be hurt for me to drag him around? Right here, they're hanging me. They think it's real funny. Well, just take a good look, Rude, because that's exactly what you're going to look like. And like I said before, Manny, I'll get you in that cage. And believe me, you're not going to like how I'm going to do it. And when I get through with Rick Rude, then you're going to be out of my hair once and for all. And I just hope that it doesn't take an ambulance to haul y'all out of there.
Okay, Chief Wahoo McDaniel, more action right after this timeout.
Wow. You know, boy, we are rapid firing on the Starrcade here on these interviews, aren't we?
Well, I think you've got a 60-minute show, so you feel like you got to just put 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag.
Paddle during Starrcade, JJ.
You know, Tony Schiavone, the 4 horsemen, Ric Flair, and Arn Anderson, and Tully Blanchard have given me an extended vote of confidence, telling me how proud they are of having manipulated, if you would, one Jim Crockett Jr., Jim Crockett Promotions, setting the groundwork to get what we want for Starrcade 86. But actually, I really don't deserve all the credit, because Jim Crockett Jr. kind of weaved his own web and got caught in it, because Crockett Promotions has prided themselves year in and year out. That's what Starrcade is all about, why it is so great, because each and every one of the matches is a main event. It's the matches that the wrestling fans have demanded. So it wasn't so much what I demanded, it's the mandate of the people. They want to see the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, put the world television title on the line. The title that Tully Blanchard made what it is in terms of prestige today. They also wanted to see the nemesis of the American Dream, the same Tully Blanchard, go in the ring and fight for the most prestigious title in the world, second only to the world's heavyweight championship. So be it Greensboro, be it Atlanta, Georgia, the 2 host cities, Starrcade 86 is going to be the greatest of all time. You know, Dusty Rhodes, all throughout your illustrious career, you've always had things your way. You like to call yourself the dealer. You always wanted to deal the rules. You always were paying people up to get the rules your way. Well, Dusty Rhodes, not this time. I wrote the rules. It's my match. First blood, it's mine. And Dusty Rhodes, the World Television Championship, is going to be around my waist on Thanksgiving Day.
Let's go to the ring.
I love that he managed to slide in on Thanksgiving Day.
Man, the intensity, like Dusty's intensity, right, in his interview. And now for Tully.
Yeah.
Just really, really intense. I'm really digging it. Also, you know what? I was watching going back to that footage with Wahoo McDaniel being wrapped around the neck, have that strap around. Did you realize that? I didn't realize this, but it seems like with the advent of Rude and Manny Fernandez, that kind of Shasko's kind of getting phased out of Paul Jones's.
Yeah.
You know,
he was front and center there for a while, but that is not the case now.
That's right. Because now when Jones comes out, he's talking about the Raging Bull and even and Rude. And like even last week, I think I said, Shaska was in there, I think. He just stand there not saying anything. So it's a real crime because as we know, man, he gave some great promos. There you go. That's how wrestling works, I guess.
I think if you were wrestling, if you were going to become an in-ring performer today in 2021, Tony Schiavone, you would probably have gear that looks like Jimmy Garvin. You love show tunes and singing. I mean, you're big on, performance art and dancing and musicals. I mean, he looks like he could be on Broadway right here.
Right. Yeah. Sequins and yeah. I like it.
He's got the performer vibe is what I mean. Like,
right. And that Lois will roll in the ring with me with the Lois Rules t-shirt on.
Probably Rebel.
Yeah. No, not probably. Yes, she would.
Yeah.
Here we go. No shots.
Rick Rude against Wahoo McDaniel.
Oh, let me tell you something right now, Jimmy Valiant. Your old lady's going to be a ball-headed geek, and Manny Fernandez is not going to be in that cage if we have anything to say about it. Now, Wahoo McDaniels, a piece of paper like this
and Ravishing Rick's name on the bottom and my name underneath that. And we hand it to Jim Crockett Promotions and we say, give us an opponent. And they put Wahoo's name right there. But we didn't say strap match. This man will get in the ring with Wahoo any place, anywhere, anytime, but not in his backyard. No. But see, that's all right. Baby, no. It's a fact. Wahoo McDaniel has never been beaten in an Indian strap match. But the fact is, Ravishing Rick Rude is bigger, stronger, younger, and I got a whole lot more endurance than you, Red Man. I ain't backing up 1 inch. I'm coming straight for you. And if you think you got hung before, baby, this time, when they get through unhanging you, there ain't gonna be no breath coming from your mouth, big man. Big Red Man, you're going down. I'm gonna beat you at your own game. Are you gonna let him put scars on that beautiful body of yours? The scars, I might get a few scars, but Wahoo, for every scar I get, you're getting 10. I trained long and hard to have this beautiful body. Yeah, baby. For every inch of scar I have, you're getting 10 inches, baby.
Fans, we're coming right back. Don't go away.
Really wish you wouldn't have said all that.
Yeah, we could get away with a lot back then, couldn't we?
Some of that doesn't age so well.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, I cannot wait. Let's do a brother, daddy, baby count.
What's
Okay.
a good-looking guy like me doing in a place like this? Thank goodness I got friends, man. Thank goodness I got a good-looking squeeze and a tag team partner just in case people out there don't have enough guts to get in the ring with one or the other of us by themselves. They can get a partner. But the fact is this, ladies and gentlemen, I got big news for all the gorgeous Jimmy fans out there, and that is that I won't be sitting on the front row during Starrcade. No front row for me, man. I got a match. I got one Brad Armstrong wants a piece of the greatest wrestler in the world, which, by the way, have I told you lately, it's not my fault, but it's going to be my fault, Billy Dundee and Precious, my lovely, when I beat him up at Starrcade. I am so excited. Oh, chin to the lips, baby.
Okay, we have this interview with Bob Cottle. Let's go to it this time.
What the shit, man? We needed to hear. That's bull.
Yeah,
I needed to hear from a man.
Starrcade 86, the Boogeyman and Big Mama, Jimmy.
Woo, that's it. The Boogeyman feels good today, baby. Look at here. Look at here. Look at here, mama. All right, baby. Woo! All right. You know something? Willie. There is something stronger than blood, and that's love. Love conquers all, you see. You see, Willie, you with my blood, you gonna be up high, way up high in that cage, you understand? Now, Paul Jones, I ask for one more shot at your hair. Well, we got it. Your hair against Big Mama's hair, and I do nothing to put your hair. If I lose, her head shave. If I win, Paul Jones, finally, you will be a bald-headed geek.
So now we're back in the ring, and Brad Armstrong's wrestling the Grim Reaper.
Hey, two things here. I loved how Johnny Weaver made sure his face was always on camera. He kept going behind. That's number one. What happened to Buddy Landell?
I was wondering the same thing. I wondered if he gotten a little bit of shit, and that's the reason we didn't see him there. But you know what? Let me just throw that in my machine here.
Yeah, check that out, because he was always out there with Dundee, and now all of a sudden Dundee is out with Jimmy Garvin. So it's almost as if, and I don't even think Landell was booked on this show. So maybe he got in the Russian leg. Boy, Brad could do, man, God, Brad was good.
It looks like his last appearance would have been October 11th.
Shit,
that's the last time I can see him working here. He's wrestling Boogie Woogie in a high school gym in Charleston, South Carolina.
That was it, man.
He was advertised on the 18th, but he wasn't on the show in Philadelphia.
Yeah, something happened again, because they brought him in at the end of the summer, right?
Yeah. What do you think Uncle Ivan's saying here?
So this Buddy Landell, once again, he's a fuck up? Is that what it is?
Oh.
Am I allowed to use the F word on TV?
Schiavone does.
And he was talking about a real fuck up. I'm talking about a person. Yeah, I may have said it. Let's go back what he said. Shatoata. Shatoata. That's right. Shatoata. You can say fuck up all you want on TV. We've gotten the green light. Speaking of green, take a look at the jacket next to me on that big green jacket. Spartans, Michigan State. I thought he was a Texas Longhorn fan. Shatoata. Dusty, make sure you know what you're a fan of where I come beat you up myself. Oh, come in here. Come on in here. Don't fuck up. Come in here. Come in here. Look next to me. Look at the scar on the forehead of Barry Darsow. The Repo Man. Okay. What do you want, brother? I'm coming to the ring. I can't do a Dusty Rhodes, so I don't know. So anyway, that's enough for me.
Why are they showing a recap here? I mean, this is an hour-long show.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, because Dusty was involved in the angle, I guess, right?
Let's take a listen to the crowd reaction.
Yeah.
Nikita's going to the ring. He's just waiting. What's he going to do? He took the sickle and put it on Fletcher. My goodness. Look at Ivan.
Nikita, for what you have done to your family, to your country, striking the Fletcher with sickle. This will never be forgotten. We will never forgive you for this. You are not my nephew anymore. You have no country, no family. Nikita, you will be punished all country way, like I said before. For you, it is all over.
We'll see you next week.
Old country way. And Tony, right now, that's going to bring us to the end of the show. I'm excited, man. We're getting closer and closer to Starrcade 86, and the hits just keep on coming. By the way, I should mention, as you guys taped that episode on November 2nd, it aired on the 8th. Omaha, Nebraska would get a show on the 2nd. Greenville would get a show on the 3rd. So would Fayetteville. On the 4th, it's another double shot, a TV taping over in Spartanburg and a regular show in Wheeling, West Virginia. Canton, Ohio on the 5th, Raleigh on the 6th, Roanoke and Hampton, Virginia on the 7th. And how about this? A third show, this time with only 300 fans in attendance. We tried a show in Kansas City, Kansas, the old Central States territory. On November 8th, the Charlotte Coliseum, and believe it or not, you are the ring announcer that night. We filmed a lot of stuff for Japanese TV, including Jumbo Saruta and Giant Baba and a lot of talents on the card there in Charlotte. So a very special day. Let my family save your family some cash. You don't need perfect credit. You don't need money out of your pocket, but we will save you money. It's not a matter if, it's a matter of how much. SaveWithConrad.com. And next week, we're going to go ahead and watch what you guys taped on the 9th. It's a 60-minute episode that aired on November 15th from 1986. This is an interesting time, and I'm excited that we're just a few weeks away from Starrcade 86.
Great time of year. The fall was always back to school, heading towards Thanksgiving, of course, pushing towards Christmas, but Thanksgiving was always a special time in wrestling. As you know, it was for every territory back in the territory days. So it was exciting. I really look forward to Starrcades. They were well done. And we look back on them now and we think, man, there's a lot of things that they probably could have done better. And that's kind of why we watch this, because we all play armchair quarterback. But
listen, it's hard to argue the success of 86 here. I mean, it's a sellout in Greensboro, 16,000 folks,
right?
14,000 in the Omni. You had a sold out closed circuit viewing in Columbia, South Carolina. You also had them in Charleston, West Virginia, in Kansas City, Missouri, in Jacksonville, Florida, in Cincinnati, Ohio, in Norfolk, Virginia, in Charlotte, North Carolina, and Albany, Georgia. It's unbelievable what's coming your way. And it's coming, of course, at the end of the month. November 27th is when this one went down. And of course, this year, I think Thanksgiving is on the 25th. So we're going to bring it to you a little early. It's your Thanksgiving tradition here on What Happened When, but lots of fun stuff coming. But at least right now, Tony, it looks like it's about that time.
It is about that time. Ladies and gentlemen, now coming to the ring is Dustin Rhodes. He fucked up. Did I show you my Superman tattoo? Did I? We are desperately out of time. If you're watching ad-free shows, you see it right now. The Superman tattoo. This may be the last time you'll see me in pro wrestling. TNT may throw me off. I'm desperately out of time. But the Schiavone crest lives forever. Don't forget to join us each and every week. We come to you Wednesdays on the Cumulus Podcast Network, but Mondays we come to you on
Patreon, patreon.com/WHW Monday, and of course, adfreeshows.com. Go Braves. See you guys next week.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.